What's up, guys? So like I promised, I'm going to be covering every single press conference for E3. We started off with the EA press conference. Now, there was a lot of really great stuff and a lot of stuff that they didn't show that I thought they would. Now, from what they showed, there were a few things that stand out, and one in particular that we'll get to. But they started off with Vince Zampella coming out on the stage, and he was the guy that used to work on Call of Duty. He did Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, all of those games, but he is now working on Titanfall. He's working for Respawn Entertainment, which is actually, I believe, his company now. Now, they announced a few things about the game, but all in all, from what I saw, looked very, very similar to the first game. A little bit better graphics, but actually pretty close, not too far off. The thing that they announced is that there's going to be 6 new Titans, adding some depth to the non-Titan gameplay and multiplayer together with single player. Now, on top of that, they also said it's coming out October 28th. On PlayStation and Xbox. So the previous one was only on Xbox, this one is coming out for PlayStation as well. Up next, they started talking about the NFL game, so Madden 2017. And basically what they said is that they're going to be heavily focusing on some competitive gameplay, because they already have a competitive gameplay, but they're putting more money into it, they want more people playing it, and they think that's going to be the key to bring more people to their game. And I think that's really cool. I think any competitive mode in any game is cool. It always adds those little extra tidbits that make playing it a little bit more fun, so that's always good to see. So after that, my personal favorite thing came on the screen, the next Mass Effect game, Mass Effect Andromeda, and this one looks fantastic. This game, they didn't show too much of it. The main thing that I believe they showed was at the very end, they made it look like you were going to be a female protagonist, which is pretty cool. Previously we played as Shepard, obviously, and you could choose either male or female, but this one looks like it's supposed to be a female, whereas Shepard was supposed to be a male. I know you could make it a female, but they're kind of changing the front on that one. After that, they brought up FIFA, and as every year they bring on famous soccer players, the thing that I was a little bit weirded out with is they brought managers on, and we're showing off the managers. They're adding managers into the game. Why? I don't really know. I don't follow soccer that closely, but the thing that did look really good to me is that they're adding like an actual story mode into FIFA. And what I mean by that is like the story mode follows one particular character, his life on and off the field or pitch, whatever you want to call it. But that looked really good. It looked really well done, and that was cool to see. Next up, they showed a little bit of an indie game. They called it FE. It kind of reminds me of Ori and the Blind Forest. There really wasn't that much to it, but it looked cool. And then Star Wars came out, and Star Wars didn't really say anything about their next game. They announced they are working on another Star Wars Battlefront game, and they are working on a third-person Star Wars game from Respawn Entertainment, the same people who are making Titanfall, the Vince Zampella guy we were talking about earlier, which is odd because, well, Respawn Entertainment isn't really supposed to do third-person games, but I guess they decided to do one for Star Wars. And then there was Battlefield 1. So there's a couple things that really stood out as far as Battlefield goes. First of all, it looks pretty. It's a really, really pretty looking game. As far as the press conference goes, they didn't show any gameplay at all during the press conference, but after the press conference, they showed the multiplayer gameplay. And the multiplayer looked good. It also looked like Battlefield. And as soon as it came on, everyone in the comments was writing Ripcod, Ripcod, Ripcod. But as the gameplay kind of went on, people kind of slowed down the Ripcod. I mean, people were still saying it because it's like the cool thing to say. But what I noticed from it is it looked fantastic. One of the best looking first-person shooters I have ever seen. And that was really cool. But it still looked like it played like your regular old Battlefield game. Big maps, very realistic, with tanks and airplanes. That's what it looked like to me. It didn't look like a COD game, so the fact that everyone was comparing it to COD, I don't think there's any point to. I think it's a completely different game and going to play completely differently. That being said, this game looks fantastic. It's going to be a really, really fun game to play. I'm looking forward to this coming out. They also said that there is going to be an open beta this summer, which is fantastic. They did that with Battlefront, and it looks like they're doing it with Battlefield 1 now too. The thing that surprises me here is Call of Duty may not be doing a beta, and that could be very, very bad for them now that Battlefield is not only just doing a beta, an open beta, so anyone can play it. So that's really cool. The one thing I was shocked that they didn't show was Skate 4. Everyone, I think, really thought they were going to show Skate 4. Skate 3 sold really good and even better after people like PewDiePie went on and kind of talked about it and played it, and everyone kind of wanted to play it with them. So I was really surprised that that wasn't in there. But overall, Very, very good press conference. Not as good as past EA press conferences, but not as bad as other past EA press conferences where they literally had just a half hour of FIFA. So I think they did pretty good. I'm really looking forward to see what Bethesda does later tonight. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be looking at every single one of the press conferences. But until later tonight, peace out, guys.